Hey Transformers fans, here I am again with yet another video for you. Doing another custom paint look this time. Obviously this guy that we've got right here is the Voyager-class Hound figure from the Age of Extinction line. And similar to the video that I just did a little while ago on my custom Megatron from a Voyager Megatron from Dark of the Moon. This is another example of a great mold that has lots of detail and lots of potential, but really fell down in the paint and then in the deco for it. So I spent a little bit of time on this guy, updating his paint and spending some time putting some detail on him. And I think that the end result is really something special, and it really makes it look a lot better than what it looked like out of the box. So just to first off kind of go over the obvious, you'll notice that his weapons, all of his weapons really, are now a lot shinier than they were when they came out of the package. You know, they really were just sort of a dull gray plastic, and as most Transformers accessories are, they look really nice when they're painted metallic and shiny silver. So that's really what I did with these, and I definitely went the easy route on painting these ones because he had so many accessories. I really just grabbed a can of Testor's spray enamel, flat aluminum spray enamel, and just sprayed all of them all at once, and it really gave a nice smooth, even, nice clean finish along all of his weapons. So there's that. These ones here as well. And everything came out with a nice, smooth, metallic silver finish. So all of his weapons came out really nice and clean because I used a spray can instead of a brush. But you could definitely get a similar finish if you use a brush and you're careful. So one other thing that I want to show is on his little guns that he's got tucked into his calves there. I just took a little bit of extra time and added a little silver a darker gray accent just on the handle there to make that handle hop a little bit better. Just one little minor detail that I added in there. As far as his knife goes, yeah, I painted it silver as well, but also sort of took a little bit of khaki drab, a flat khaki drab paint, and added it to the handle there, just so that it looks like it's an actual handle that, you know, would be either wrapped or just sort of made out of a different material other than just base metal. In terms of the figure itself, I was pretty fortunate that they actually did a decent color of green on this guy, but where they were lacking was the fact that they didn't have any of the camouflage pattern printed anywhere on him. He was just all green. So I basically took the khaki drab and dark flat black paint and just kind of put on my own random camo patterns throughout him. And you'll see it in his vehicle mode as well, that everything does line up. So not only did I do the accents when he was in bot mode, but I also went through when he was in vehicle mode and made sure that all of the camo pattern that I did actually flowed nicely across the different places that it would hit. So yeah, and then I also added some silver accents around some of the hinges, around the waist, in any of the joints or sort of areas where it was just all plain green. I added some silver, obviously painted his arms and hands with that nice metallic silver paint. Touched up his face as well and made sure that his beard was a darker gray, so it made that look a little bit nicer. I did add a little teeny tiny Autobot symbol there, Repro Labels Autobot symbol, so that's on there. Obviously got to make sure that he's got the right faction on there. But yeah, so overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this guy turned out. One of the things that you're also probably noticing is that he doesn't have the shell bit on his hands. And that was actually, and I can't remember where I saw that. It was a while ago, obviously. But on this guy, you could pop that off. You could slide it off of the back of his hands so that his arms didn't look quite so goofy. And it really does sort of help his proportions and his appearance when you see him without that panel on his hand. And the cool thing is that he's actually got a nice little gap in the back of his back when he's in robot mode that you can actually tuck these panels in and just sort of store them in there. So these wheels normally sort of tuck in like that, but if you just open them up a little bit, you can actually tuck the arm panels in there and store them so that he's a bit of a shell former now. You got these bits or whatever, but overall It makes it look a lot nicer. I think this is the one that actually goes on this hand here. Does it? And I can't figure out which way to get these things back on because it's been so long. But you can get them back on. And this one goes on here. That's where that goes, like that. So that's kind of what, you know, he looked like originally. He had these, you know, panels on his hands. So I just popped them off, painted them up, and it looks a lot better without those. And, you know, having this, the gap in the back of them for storage is just sort of a bonus. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the way that this guy turned out. And then the last thing I did, once I got him sort of all painted up with the camo patterns and the silver and all of the different colors that I wanted him to have, I just sort of, in robot mode and in vehicle mode, did a nice light spray coat of a matte clear on top of him. And that gave him that nice sort of flat paint finish that, you know, military vehicles really should have. So I did a nice sort of overall spray clear coat, and not only does it give him that nice look, but it also protects the paint job and makes it you know, not as likely to chip. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this Hound turned out. I think he looks great on my shelf, and you know, it just goes to show that there is a lot of detail in these molds that if you put you know, a little bit of time and effort into, you know, adding a little bit of paint, you can really make them look pretty nice. So hope you all enjoyed this sort of little review of some paintwork on Age of Extinction Voyager Hound, and yeah, thanks for watching again, and we will see you again soon. Have a good one.